You're a kid.
From the 25-yard line, Michigan shows pressure on the first play, and they hand it off to Ty Freifogel, who gets one. On 2nd and 9, first run play for Stephen Carr, who got the bulk of those yards, 136. Couple runs to start things for the Hoosiers, and now 3rd and 5. It's quarterback draw. McCulley is close.
So many people you can bring at the line of scrimmage, and you're right, you're going to see McCulley run it a bunch. Nick Sheridan, his coordinator, said 10 to 15 times.
Jim Martinez last month, they held him to just 38 yards. Saw what he's capable of today. Taking Ohio State right down to the wire. From the 35-yard line with a first down, here's an option into the short side, and it is shut down.
Wolverine quarterback. And this freshman's got some talent. He's got some swag, and they played off of that confidence last week.
He's going to run it again. 3 consecutive McCulley runs to the 40. 3rd and 5. First pass from McCulley is a completion for a first down to Matt Biorsi.
The theme, I think, especially on 3rd down, to try to slow down a very active blitzing team, those Wolverines on 3rd down in particular.
You see it again here. Off play action. He'll dump it off. It's A.J. Barner. And
they're not stopping the game right now, though.
2nd and 6. Wolverines bring an extra man again. First read taken away, so he dumps it off for Irvin Poindexter. And he's got a first progression
they've seen from the freshman.
A little bit of that tempo again you were mentioning. And this throw is over Irvin Poindexter. Play clock inside 5. Get it off just in time. Fake the Carr. McCulley throws it incomplete. His blue shirts surround him. Went to tee off. Hutchinson and Ajabo. Third down and 10. They rush only 4. He steps up and floats one down the sideline, incomplete.
In coverage going to be an inside fade, and you see that pocket. You talked about it. Hutchinson and Ajabo are going to make contact over the course of this game. They're going to squeeze that pocket on the young quarterback. It's Ajabo. They've lost belief, but they just need to build some confidence.
It's an interesting first drive. They went 5 straight runs to help McCulley settle in, and then 6 straight passes. This drive begins with a throw, and it's Matt Biorsi. Accentuate his strengths and limit the damage Michigan can do with theirs. 2nd and short. It is McCulley running straight ahead and getting a first.
Thrive at that level as well. The guy just loves to play.
Stephen Carr. Cloudy picture in the teeth of that defense. He talked about remembering as a young quarterback at Washington. 2nd down and 8. It's another run for McCulley. There's a flag down as he's pulled down by the freshman.
It is really difficult. It is right there. And Hutchinson, a veteran player, pretty obvious here, right? We had a good conversation with Jim Harbaugh yesterday.
Where was that last week? That was 2nd and long for the Hoosiers. It's a screen, and it's incomplete. Running back was Chapel, one of the best in the Big Ten, very quickly here in his first full season of action. On 3rd and a mile, they give him time, but a short throw is incomplete. Intended for Freifogel.
Defenses that typically win you championships into November.
McCulley, the freshman, on the first play of the drive, throws it out of bounds. He's pursued.
They're in familiar territory, so good in that first quarter. Once again, pitching a shutout. They've only allowed 13 first quarter points all season long.
Here's Carr. Runs hard for 6.
In the scrimmage.
Much different equation with that penalty. 3rd and 9 instead of 3rd and 4. Michigan rushes 4. And still gets home. Ajabo with the sack.
Right here, and it is spin cycle. And I'll tell you, Mike McDonald, the D coordinator, compared Hutchinson to Terrell Suggs. But I'll tell you, that was a Terrell Suggs move from his buddy bookend. Ajabo right there goes spin cycle right around the right tackle. There's no question that ball comes out. an enormous
back at this point. Chris Childers, who swings out of the backfield in motion. They pump to him and look down the field. He gets rid of it just before he gets crushed.
in here coming off the edge, and it doesn't really matter. There's another new tackle, but once you're holding that ball,
that relatively successful first drive, but not much of that since. Another play action pass. This one is caught by Peyton Hendershot, one of the nation's.
And finally, they see the chains move again.
Wildcat here, and a trick play off it. Back to McCulley. Down the sideline, back shoulder, and it's Hendershot again. Can't be the wrong word. How about brash?
There you go. Well, he put it in the right spot. So obviously conventional offense was not working. And look at that. There's 1, 2, 3 even. Hutchinson, I think, had an idea where it was going to go.
Be brash. You better be perfect when you throw. And he was into Wolverines territory. Here's a quick trigger to Jacoby Hewitt. A couple of games since he's had a cat. And football. It's the first time he's ever devoted all his time to football. Hands it off to Childers, who's close to a first down with another stop from Hutchinson.
This is by far the best drive of the night for the Hoosiers.
They bring the tight end Barner in motion. Childers straight ahead with a couple. And Nick Sheridan said
they're trying to grow their quarterback up.
2nd and 7. Quarterback draw into the big bodies of Mozzie. Their kicker, Charles Campbell, hit a career-long 55-yarder last week. Within that range here, they'd love more. 3rd down and 4. Looks one way and takes off. He's got room. McCulley is inside the 10. Lowers the shoulder.
Come and look to his right here. Try to find that first completion. Doesn't have it. And I love that clock. It speeds up. And here you see the size and strength to put the ball to 2.
On 1st and goal, Irvin Poindexter. It's a yard. 2nd down. They look back at 2nd down and goal. Freifogel comes in motion. Childers straight ahead. Leaning for the goal line.
Notice up front. Watch Bedford and Powell. Excuse me, Caleb Jones here. Left guard and left tackle. Look at the movement they create right here. This is the movement you have to have. Right, we watched it on the other side into that red zone. You've got to move people in the red zone. They have to fly to react to it. Play action off of it.
First down run play for Donovan McCulley. 7 out of 13 for the freshman in this first half. Also a long run. Here on 2nd down. Hands it off. And a scene for Irvin Poindexter. Has 10.
Well, this is what you have to do against elite pass rushers. All right, Hutchinson's a little bigger. He's a little bit stronger than Ojado.
Play action. Nothing there. And sacked. He lost a couple.
Of this, right? If the clock is, hey, 1, 2, go and run, every once in a while you're going to have a sack for 1 or 2. But I think that is just the second of his career.
Irvin Poindexter got a couple. Up next to McCulley here. Now empties out.
Better block these 2 edges.
On 3rd and long, just a 4-man rush. McCulley flooding to his left, directing traffic, and to the sideline. It is incomplete.
This is McCulley's best play of the night. As you said, just that 4-man rush. They run a little line stunt. You can feel it. McCulley gets outside, and this is his freshman buddy. And you can't put it in a better in a short field, too.
A wide snap that he pulls in, hands to Childers, who has Indiana's touchdown. The high 20s here. They're going to snap it with 15. Childers again.
The more QB run, I think the better for the Hoosiers.
They'll look to throw on the first play of the half. Scrambles and heaves it incomplete. Schools, Purdue, which is always a battle for Indiana. He's stuck with the Hoosiers. Back-to-back pass plays. In trouble. And just got rid of it as Taylor Upshaw got there.
And on the sidelines, a little bit of encouragement. Hey, man, that rush, you got to have a clock in your head, right? You got to feel that rush coming. Upshaw near
to open this drive in 3rd and 10. They look to throw again. Scrambling, eyes downfield. They need the 43. He's not going to get it.
The velcroing and finding them But you're right, Joe. I mean, typically you get near that white boundary and his feet are...
That drive to turn into a touchdown was a big one for Indiana in the second quarter. Here's a big one, too. Down 2 scores. They started with a Childers.
In that play sheet, this may just be the drive to do it.
Back to the ground. Childers bouncing. Cutting. And getting stopped by Hawkins. He keeps the pile moving a little bit. And 3rd down 2, Indiana. Snap that you didn't totally look ready for. He's going to bounce it outside and get stopped at the line.
Center, Dylan Powell right in the middle. I think it is this movement right there. And I don't know if Dylan thought that that movement by Mazi Smith was in the neutral zone, so he snapped.
McCauley and the Hoosiers back to work on offense. They'll tuck it and run. Ken chopped down. When he was in high school, he played on Thomas Allen's high school team in Plant, Florida. He was blown away right away. Here's a little throwback. They had something there. Indiana looking for its first down of this 3rd quarter. On 3rd and 4, quarterback draw goes nowhere. DJ Turner.
Yeah, I think Josh Gaddis, the coordinator, is feeling very comfortable too.
Hendershot
is a team down south that has just had his number.
Miles Marshall has his first catch of the day. And just for a decade now, Michigan's never played in it. Taylor Upshaw having his best game of this.
They told us we would see a little bit more of Upshaw tonight. His dad likes this one. His dad, a dominant D lineman for many, many years collegiately. Perfect in my era of video game music. Kind of like that.
Davion Irvin Poindexter.
It's 5. And what again for the first time. All of them have significant upside. All of them have a little vulnerabilities, right? And I think they've shown some of those over the course of the season. I think it makes the next 3 weeks just fascinating.
Short gain for Irvin Poindexter.
But it's for an offense that at least flashed in the first half. Been silent here in the second.
For their last 6 on 3rd down. They'll dump it off, and it's Irvin Poindexter getting Indiana's first down.
They get a 3rd down conversion.
Into Michigan territory for the first time since that second quarter. Irvin Poindexter again for 4. Taylor Upshaw, the tackle. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it has, especially in terms of injuries at key spots. Childers stopped by Hutchinson.
Program a season ago, but I've just never seen this much attrition at the skill positions.
Here's a throwback to McCauley that's too high.
By the way, guess who? Guess who can also cover?
Gosh, that's no fun if you're a quarterback. It's like I got to deal with you when I'm dropping back all night, and now I go out to catch a pass, and you're there too.
I mean, can't I have a corner? Can't I have a 5'11" guy? Do I really have to have 6'6" power forward posting me up?
Doing Turkish get-ups with the bar and 135 on it. Get out. Pressure hit by Hutchinson. And no whistle yet. This is a live ball and a Michael Barrett touchdown. Right.
There's a lot to look at here, and replay is looking at it as we're going to look at it.
That's got to be an incomplete pass.
Yes, arm is going forward. He has control of it. The pass goes forward. This shows you the strength of this young man's hands. I will tell you that is your Turkish get-off guy hits him right in the back.
I believe it'd be a Turkish get-up, and I'll teach you more about it next weekend.
Been this season. Yeah, flex on.
3rd down and 10. Screen. Hendershot. Swerves down to the 20.
Spread the weapons around.
Drop snap. McCauley able to get back on top of it, and it was up at Michigan. And it off Childers. Way up there. 3rd down and 13 for the Hoosiers. A mix of 1s and 2s out there for Michigan. And one of the 2s making a tackle. At least the first man.